Hello. Today we are here to discuss the story of a 2-year girl who had an arm fracture and how surgery and therapy came to her rescue. And that 2-year-old girl happens to be my own daughter. Aren't we usually a bit worried when kids jump on couches, on beds, anywhere they jump? We are just, oh, you will fall or you'll get hurt. And it so happened that this one time she did had a fall from the bed while jumping, and she accidentally landed on an outstretched arm. So she was trying to break her fall and it fractured her left arm. And the only signs I had to identify there was some major problem was that she was having a lot of pain in the arm, was not allowing me to touch it at all, and that she was not lifting her arm also. It was inevitable that there was a fracture, but the x-ray only showed our worst nightmare, that the fracture was not a simple one, but a compound one, where a piece of a bone fragment had actually moved backwards and it had to be realigned, which could not be done by hand, by a simple cast, but actually a surgery had to be performed. A K-wire, like a nail, had to be inserted to keep it in alignment. So after, luckily, the surgery went very successfully, that she is in a plaster cast with all those pins inserted in her hand, I divided her goals into 5 simple parts. The first one over here was mobilizing the joints that were not in the cast. So that included her shoulder, her fingers and thumb. My second goal for her became her posture. You will always notice if a person has a fracture of one arm or leg, they try to protect it sort of and lean a lot towards that side. They actually end up having a tilted posture. So in order to correct that, I was actually making her do cervical movements. And other than that, shoulder blade movements also. Also trying to make her reach with her right side so that she uses this side confidently. My third goal with her was balance. Now you would see, it was not a leg fracture, why balance? But you'll be surprised to know, at this young an age, children actually lose confidence. To balance themselves, really not want to walk too much, to move around too much, and want to protect their arm. So in order for her to overcome that, I was actually making her do simple kind of play activities, which involved balancing. The fourth goal was pretty obvious, which was, of course, taking care of her nutrition. Nutrition plays a very important role in the healing process of the body. So a good diet was the mainstay over here. And bone healing is not only about giving calcium, but many more nutrients are required for it. Fifth and the final step was socialization. It might seem a very trivial thing, but these kids need that confidence that for a while at least you have to live with that fracture, with that cast that you are in, and you really need to go out, play with other kids a bit safely. And then came the most fear time. The surgeon actually asking me if I was up to the job to mobilize her fractured parts, to move them. Because it was important, healing happens really fast in such young kids. But the catch was the pins will remain in that place. The cast would be removed. A bandage will remain over there, and then I have to try to move her hand as much as possible within the range that the pins would allow me. Well, I stepped up to it. Essentially, this only meant that she had to do now also wrist exercises. She had to do further movements of her arm, maybe move her palm up and down, but the most painful part was she actually had to extend, that is, straighten and bend her elbow. But it was not about a rigorous thing that I had to do. It was take one step every day, just a bit further every day. The doctor was ready to give me a green signal that you can allow her to take some weight on her arm also. So it will actually involve me trying to make her take weight on her arms in an extended position. Sometimes try to crawl around to get something. Things like that, which she had not done for so long, and she had the memory of her pain. But it did come with a very good outcome, because after finally 5 weeks, her pins were removed, her plaster cast was gone. The doctor was really happy with the recovery that she had made. Her arm was completely straight, Just a 5 to 10 degree lag in bending it, which he said she will overcome within a week. And she did. Take this video as a motivational video. It's just to tell you that you can do that for your kids, for anybody that you have to take care of who is suffering from an illness or had an injury. You can always come up to the job. And as I always say, don't delay therapy. Step up to it and try to do it as early as possible to get the best results. My doctor actually has maximum recovery. Her functions are perfect and it's been a year now. So add any comments about anything that you want to add to this video, what you felt about it. Leave it in the comment section below. Like it if you found it motivational and informative. Subscribe to the channel, that will help you to get aware of the other videos that I keep putting every Thursday and Sunday on this channel. And we will meet again.